Let's get into this first match between Renegades and Allegiance with the commentary. It's Wavepunk and Final Carpet.
Week 3 of North American League play upon us here, and we've got some big games in store for us. Lots of winless teams going up against each other, a lot of undefeated teams going up against each other, so gonna have a lot of movement in those stadiums. Here on DFH Stadium, we are ready to get into Renegades versus Allegiance. Joined here by my good friend, Findable Carpet. How are you feeling about this match?
I'm feeling good, but I'm disappointed they didn't talk about Dapper's recent crowning achievement. He's got the world record for the new dribble challenge.
He did, like 7 minutes.
He's bananas.
It was bonkers.
Yeah.
I remember watching when that first came out, all the pros, they were sitting like, it was taking them an hour to 2 hours to do it, and he just did it in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, are you kidding that you actually were able to pull that off?
If he doesn't absolutely destroy somebody in a dribble at least once this series, I'll be kind of disappointed that all those hours of work aren't going to translate directly into this series.
Yeah, he might have the dribble skills, but we've only seen him in one series, and he didn't get a goal in that series. He's the only player, I believe, right now in the league to not have scored a goal. So big thing there, a player to watch. If you want to see a player score, your Dapper needs to get that goal in. But two teams here, neither one has gotten a win yet in league play. Renegades had one game in week number 1 and had a bye week last week, so we've only seen them one time, but they weren't able to get that win against G2. Can they get it here against Allegiance?
I've got a tiny confession, Wave.
Okay.
So when we sit here in lobby, there's a button, a spectate button, but right next to it, there's a join team button, and I want to press it so many times, mostly just because I want to play Rocket League with these guys, just because they're so good.
There's nothing like playing Rocket League, man.
Especially with pros.
Game number 1 here on DFH, a best of 5. And it'll be Renegades on the defense early here. Seabass takes a shot towards net and blocked away by Moses. Ty will miss on the wall, and Moses is able to push up into the corner, takes a shot towards the net, lofts it for Dapper, who sends it just above the crossbar. Not going to get that first goal he needs just yet. But here comes Timmy again, a shot towards net once more, puts it in, and Renegades has got the lead.
These angles used to be surprising and used to be difficult, but these guys are just getting better and better at shooting these tight angles. You can see Timmy take his time, letting it get to the right-hand side of his car, and then just smashing it up towards the crossbar. Allegiance really needed to come close that gap, but Renegades will get the first goal of the series.
Well, score. Dapper helping them out. A full team play there, and Timmy right off the bat puts another one in. Kickoff goals come through for Renegades, and they're up by 2.
Timmy just had all the time in the world. You can see what happens when he just let it. He barely even had to adjust for that aerial. Nearly straight up, just beating out Illusion. And again, 2 going for boost. No one there staying in net. Now that's a 2-goal gap between Allegiance and Renegades within the first minute.
And we heard James Bot talking on the desk about how we've seen Allegiance be able to score in fantastic fashion against fantastic teams. But here early on, they're having to play some defense, and it's not working out for them just yet. We're still in the first minute here. Timmy with another shot towards net. Seabass with the save. Send it away. And Bot enough time to get his teammates the ball. They'll be up on the offense for a moment here. Illusion, the loft into the middle. Timmy airborne first, sends the shot towards net. And Ty will send it over towards Seabass. Transition play quick here. Illusion takes the shot, but it's wide off of the interference from Dapper.
I was about to call them out for being a little bit slower than usual, but Allegiance right there, then you can see them all spacing out and getting the position needed. Easy, calculated. Hat trick for Timmy.
I'm going to just go on a limb and say I think that might be the world record for hat trick. And he has a hat trick in, what is this, a minute and 12 seconds, I believe is what we have on that clock there. I'll need to get some confirmation on that one. I don't even know if that's a stat we've tracked before, but might as well at this point. What a showing by Timmy here in game number 1. The pass down towards Dapper, he'll loft it, but Moses was far in the back. Won't move up for a shot, and that'll give Allegiance time to move the ball back downfield. Dapper the save to the side. Illusion's shot is a bit high. Can Ty finish this off? He puts it back to Seabass. What a play here from Allegiance to get on the board.
And here, this is where you can see they're finally starting to pick up the pace. Ty dropping that back down, just trying to beat out Timmy and Dapper. Very well placed. He essentially put himself in the same position a defender would be so that he could just try and beat them in their touch. All he has to do is just touch it a little bit outside of where it's able for them to reach it, and his teammate can come and get the strike in before they can.
And Allegiance now having scored. First step on the road to come back. Illusion with a nice play off the backboard, and Dapper was moving in. Still looking for his first goal of the season. Timmy will loft this one. No Allegiance players in the area as Moses puts it into the corner. Dapper out to midfield. Ball outpaces him. Aleutian will touch it, but Timmy will pick it up on the read. Now falling through the air. Shot towards the net is a bit high, and Ty will play it away, but Dapper properly positioned to play it back into the orange half. Seabass will get it past Moses on the wall. Now Timmy in the midfield going for the dribbles. Ty and Seabass up in the corner. Aleutian in the middle. Lofts it, and this one in a dangerous position. Cleared away by Timmy, the demolition on the Allegiance player, definitely relieving some offensive pressure, but Renegades forced to play some defense right now. Moses will pass to Timmy in the midfield, they miss, and it'll be just Dapper in the back, but Moses picks it back up, sends it through, and they have the 3-goal margin again.
This was a fortunate situation for Moses here. Timmy going forward, you see Ty hesitate, knowing that Timmy would have gotten that touch, and it would not have been very powerful because he was going about the same pace of the ball, but in the moment he didn't get that miss, Ty was actually out of position to then close that gap on Moses, who picked up the pace immediately. So quick thinking by him to get them their 4th goal.
And both defenders from Allegiance were looking at Timmy and watching Timmy shot. Neither one was challenging. They were both sitting back in the net, which gave Moses the space to take that secondary shot and get them that 3-goal margin back. The ball now in the blue box. Dapper will slowly just tap that one backwards over the top of Ty, carry it along himself, set it to Timmy, and it'll be lofted dead center of the field. Ty over the side, Aleutian back in the middle. Can he find Seabass? It won't connect. Moses will slow this one down. Aleutian with the tackle. Dapper to try and interfere, but Aleutian wins another 50-50. Now Timmy's got ball control. Play away from Ty. What a move to move it down the field now through the air over the top of Seabass towards Dapper. Can he take the shot? No, Seabass falls against the block. Moses now with ball control back towards Dapper, but Ty interferes, and now down the field takes the shot towards the net. Timmy gets the save, sends it high. A beautiful transition by Ty, but blocked away by the veteran Timmy.
Oh, I really like these first 2 touches. Again, Aleutian putting it towards the backboard instead of taking the shot, trying to pull 2 defenders out, but Renegades able to gain control and able to bring their cars back to the ground in time to continue their defense.
Seabass has this one into the box, and Ty will take a shot. Seabass in with a follow-up through the defense once more, and it's a 2-goal game.
And there it is, the turnaround again from midfield. Allegiance can get these counterattacks on. Ty going for the backboard, seeing what it does to Moses. Moses has to try and contest it just on the off chance that it does drop down into net. He needs to get up to try and block it, but when it goes off the backboard, he's so far from being able to contest it that it leaves it wide open if his opponent or if his teammate can be quicker than them.
Well, a minute left here in game number 1 and down by 2. Very possible comeback from Allegiance. Ty will send this one towards the net. Can Aleutian finish it off? He puts it in. It's a 1-goal game.
Are we about to break a world record for a comeback too?
Might happen.
What was the 3-goal one? It was insane.
3, yes. We've had 1 4-goal comeback.
Oh, we have, you're right.
That's the 3-goal comebacks happen. It's rare, but it's happened a few times. And we did see Allegiance score at the 3-0 margin, so. And they have to do it one more time to send us to overtime. Timmy over the top towards the net. Moses is there. Timmy doesn't even need his help. He'll put it down, immediately knock it back up to 2 goals. What a high-scoring game.
I was a little scared for Timmy going up for this. This is a very tight angle. So if you notice before he jumped up for that, how close he was to it, generally when you're going for those rebounds, you need it to come off the backboard a little bit so that you can actually get the angle to drop it back down. So in a situation where he was that close, I'm surprised that he didn't just let Moses take it. But these guys are, I guess, better than even I give themselves credit for.
Well, able to put that one through, make it a 2-goal game again in the final minute here. The pass to Aleutian, puts it up high. Can he finish this off? Pass Moses, tries to drop it through, and Ty is not able to pick it up on the rebound and send it in. And now Timmy's got the run back down the field, up into the corner. Seabass to carry it away. He needs to get this one back into the blue. He does so, but Aleutian loses the 50-50, and now it's Timmy with a lot of space to work here as he moves it towards the net, sends a shot towards the goal. Pass Seabass, he'll tap it one more time. What a game for Timmy right now.
Now, I really don't think hitting this side post was intentional, but it was also genius. Seabass would have gotten that for the save and smashed it out. That seemed like an unintentional shot, mostly because that how quickly he had to try and take that, and you can tell it was a relatively weaker touch, generally because he had to get there quicker. But either way, Timmy following through like the monster he is. That is 5 goals for him.
If he can do it one more time, he sets the North American record for single goals in a game by a single player. And it looks like the ball will touch here. Can Moses put one more in? He's got it lofted. Timmy moves in, does not make contact. Garrett G will hold on to that record for now, but Timmy does tie it. 5 goals in a game, the record for a single player in North America.
We could have given him like a nickname, like Timmy 6 goals, whatever that means. Timmy,
sure.
Or if I want to see a player get 7, I want to see one player Brazil a team on his own.
The world record is Cookser. He said he got 7 actually.
He got 7 in a goal.
7
or
in 1
7 in a game.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty nuts.
That's pretty close. But yeah, Timmy here. My goodness, what a showing from him. Dapper, though, at the bottom. 4 shots, no goals. Still chasing that first goal here in league play.
I think it's almost to a degree where I mean, Timmy, we already knew. Last season, the things he could pull off really caught a lot of us off guard because he wasn't a name that had been as known as the people he was with. But we did know that team worked really well together. And then Timmy just really, he got the nickname the Weekend Warrior because I knew for a while he could only play weekends and it didn't seem to matter. He was still better than so many players out there. But it almost feels like Dapper, it's not, he missed maybe 1 or 2 shots in the beginning. But Timmy's the one that's taking the shots, and he's just not missing them. It almost feels like either Dapper's maybe not feeling terribly great about his striking, so he's just having Timmy take that spot. Or he's just deliberately making sure that he's more grounded in there for support. We can talk about Dapper not scoring, but it doesn't seem like that he's at fault for that.
No, and I mean it's working for the team. They just got a very convincing win there over Allegiance. They didn't need Dapper to be aggressive, especially with how just amazing Timmy is playing right now. So allow Dapper just to play the rotation game. He's a brilliant player in that regards. He's able to do it by himself if he needs to, and just enable Timmy to be the offensive monster house he's gonna be. Seabass right off the kickoff, though. This pinch goes so in their favor.
It went in favor, but I still have to give Seabass a lot of credit. It hits the backboard just last second. So he just really needs to read the altitude, but he also needed to make sure he understood it was coming off the backboard. Well read by Seabass, but that pinch definitely went in their favor.
And his read, too, to go straight down the field towards the net, not chase the ball at all. Just watch the bounce that's going to come through, and he'll get that one here. Allegiance now with the early lead in Game 2 after dropping Game 1. They'll look to bounce back here. Seabass on the offense again, but Timmy will block this one away. And I think that's the first goal we've seen without some sort of defensive collapse, I felt like, from Renegades. We were seeing them score by putting the ball into the box, putting it off the backboard, and then finding a shot between the defenders of Renegades. That's how they were scoring last game. Here we've seen them score right off the kickoff. We'll see if they can hold on to this lead, but if Timmy's able to continue his monster performance from game number 1, they're going to have their hands full on the defense. Here he comes looking for Ty in net. Is able to zone him out. Dapper in with the shot, puts it through, and he's finally got a goal in the goal column.
I switched to Dapper's camera to watch how he was playing, and he is staying grounded and dropping all the way back. Ty, really struggling on that recovery, and then finding himself on the corner of the wall. I probably should have stayed in net. Maybe he thought he had support. Really some sort of miscommunication breakdown there. But either way, Dapper, I'm sure he feels a little good, getting that first goal on.
A little bit better to finally have a stat in that goal column there. Timmy will look to see if he can set up Moses here. The nice soft touch into the box. Moses doesn't feel confident going up. He sees Seabass come in, so he'll just fall back, trade with Dapper. They'll keep the offense going from the midfield positioning. Now the setup, Moses over the top of Seabass. 2-1 touches by Renegades, drops it back. Dapper takes a shot towards the net, far post. It goes wide, and Moses gets demolished in enemy territory, which gives some ball control back to Allegiance, who goes for the small pass game in the midfield. They get it out, but it gets interrupted. And now Lucian in the corner, into the box. Seabass is there, drops it in. Beautiful pass play here to give Allegiance the lead.
Yeah, and watching this from the defender's perspective, the moment this came off the corner, expecting to read it with the wall, but Lucian just slams it back in so hard. What a beautiful bounce straight up into Seabass's hands, who again was there for it. And I think a big thing to note, and I only want to talk about Dapper because he's a player to look at, and he definitely seems to have a slightly different play style than we're used to, but he's being much more patient when he goes up for things. He'll smash it above the backboard, and then he won't even bother going for it because he knows it's going to get contested, and he knows he'll just waste boost, so he's waiting for a better opportunity, which I think is generally unlike what we've seen from him in the past.
Dapper looks to keep that one on the ground. See if he could dunk it past Ty in the back, but it will not work out for him, and Renegades will stay at a deficit. Ball into the backboard. Seabass is airborne. Timmy's there too, but the 50-50 goes back into the corner. Ty will get it past with extra speed. Now the touch from Dapper back out. And into the orange corner here. Timmy and Moses both in the corner, and this ball played over the top of Dapper. Seabass moves down the field quickly while Timmy moves into goal, but he's going to be a bit confused here. He still gets the 50-50 downfield. Illusion got demolished, and this one goes wide, though. Timmy wasn't able to put it into the net, and they'll stay with the 2-1 scoreline here in favor of Allegiance. Ty into the corner. passes out to midfield, looking at Timmy. Now Dapper. Ball was... the pass was not straight to him. He had to kind of backpedal a bit as it was a bit behind him. Now Seabass over the top. Can he get this one off the wall? Into the box. Illusion was thinking about it.
He was in support, but he found himself too far to the left of field. And will this be an opportunity?
He puts it through there. That's the 2-goal lead for Allegiance. A bit of confusion on the defense, and Allegiance got the 2-goal margin.
And this may look simple, but this is a tough shot for Illusion. He's got Dapper and Moses in front of him, and directly to his right he has Timmy. He didn't have a whole lot of time to figure out where that shot needed to be placed, and he found one of the very few locations that it would have been able to sink in. So Illusion thinking fast to get them their 3rd goal.
Yeah, though the defenders were all kind of confused and backwards and airborne, there was so many of them in the net and positioned so that there was very few shots for him. So well done there by Allegiance to get this lead up to the place they have it at. 150 left to go in game 2. And Renegades, after putting on the pain in game number 1, is having to play from behind, make it 3 goals. The pass plays here. Ty puts it in. An Illusion with the assist.
And this going unanswered in the corner. Dapper finding himself on the ground. Timmy then underneath it. And Illusion almost got one more touch out. But Ty probably called him off since he'd already leapt off the ground. He wouldn't be able to alter that, that aerial jump too much further to the left. But there we see Renegades getting punished for a slightly slow defense.
And Allegiance, other than the kickoff goal we saw at the beginning here of game 2, it's been basically all pass plays, playing like a team, small pass plays in front of the box too, with players coming from odd angles. Beautiful means of playing. I like their style. See if they can keep on doing it here. Timmy, though, all by himself in front of the box. Moses is there. No one's in net. He'll put it through. They're still down by 2. They got a minute 14 left to work with.
If there's any series that I might assume this could still get tied up, it's the way that these two teams are playing right now. And a little bit can be chalked up to defense, and they're both having a couple of mistakes here and there, but both teams are being extremely creative on their approaches to net. You mentioned it too, Allegiance getting a lot of those short passes right in front of it, and you see Renegades, with the counterattacks the same exact way.
Well, Dapper bumps Ty, but Seabass able to win the 50-50 back in the box. So look for the small pass to Illusion. Does not connect. That could have easily been another goal here for Allegiance. With the final minute approaching, Allegiance with a lot of ball control right now in enemy territory. Illusion, the soft shot, beautiful placement, the widest pass we've seen yet, and it still connects.
I don't think this was expected to be a pass. Ty popped it up, thinking Illusion could come in, and what a beautiful angle he got from there, right under the crossbar. That probably seals it for him. He's got to be feeling sky high.
People can look at Allegiance and say, this is the team that got Fibian's spot. They're not supposed to be here. And then they pull off the pass plays they've been pulling off this entire game, and they are as good as anything I've seen from any team at this level. These guys absolutely have the mechanics. It's just doing it consistently enough to get the wins here over the veterans. Right now, they definitely look like they're going to tie up the series at a game apiece against Renegades. And the question is, can they continue it on and close out the series?
I'd really like to know what their practice regimen has been, especially since they have qualified for the RLCS, if that changed something, if that really, got the blood pumping for them, if they've been getting a lot more scrims in with the really top-tier teams. So I'm curious if that has anything to do with it, but either way, as you said, they've been performing just as skillfully as any other team we've seen here.
Well, we heard Tyler saying in his interview on Overtime that they were actually nearly disbanded right before the qualifiers, but decided to give it one last shot, and then when they qualified, that was... They lit the fire underneath them to try again here. Allegiance takes the win in game 2. Convincing fashion, constantly putting pressure on in the box of Renegades and forcing them to make defensive mistakes. Illusion leading the team there, and all of them sharing around the goals and the assists.
I mean, 8 shots for Renegades and 9 shots for Allegiance. So we're still looking at a lot of shots apiece. Only 1 more shot, but still 3 more goals. So, they're getting a bit more creative, and Renegades are finding themselves planted a bit too often on defense. Either they're not contesting in the box or they're not on that backboard. So there's a couple times we've just seen them full-on planted, and any kind of misdirection passing play in front of net is it's just textbook at that point. All you have to do is strike it. There's nowhere they're going to be able to contest it. If a ball's coming across your net, you need to get there. The moment you're not, you've just left open an entire opportunity of net where you're just going to have to just jump and pray.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put yourself in this situation.
Well, it felt to me that what we saw Allegiance doing better here in this game was playing the midfield defense, keeping the ball in Renegades territory, forcing them to go for the clears, forcing them to go for the transitions, where in game number 1 we saw Renegades being able to put the ball deep into Allegiance's half and have it be in their box, and that was where we saw Allegiance making lots of mistakes, enabling Timmy to get the goals he was getting. He had very, very few opportunities. There was very few sieges there from Renegades here in game 2, so if they're able to put on the pressure we saw in game number 1, I think they could turn this back, but Allegiance right now in the midfield is playing with a lot of comfort. Game 3 here, back to DFH. See who was able to take the lead in the series. Put their opponents on match point. And kick off one out by Allegiance. Dapper with a nice touch to get it past one. Seabass moves in and wins 50-50. Moses to roll this one up high, get it past Aleutian. Now Ty will have to play it over the side. Bounce back in the middle, and Dapper's there onto the backboard. We'll need some help from some teammates, but Timmy puts it over to the side. The defenders all a bit of a muck on the side of Allegiance, but Aleutian still gets it through. Moses puts it up onto the wall, and Dapper rolls up high, dropping this one back down. Here comes Timmy. Can he do this? He's got Moses in support. He'll try to play it quickly and tightly past Ty. Oh, but he's able to zone him past the goal. That's the way. That's
the second time I've seen Moses a bit too close to his teammate. If he just spaced out and been more perpendicular to the net, then he would have had the angle, but doesn't matter. Timmy, after a demolition onto Seabass, is going to find them the first goal of this game.
Yeah, look at Dapper work here. Gets it to where it carries it past Illusion, gets the demo onto the goalie, and opens up a lot of space there. Timmy puts it in, and it's Renegades with the 1-goal lead in game 3. Neutral kickoff, Timmy with the cheat. We'll get it past time, but Seabass had the long read, and gets it past Dapper. Illusion right here, the tight drop, cannot find it into the net. Timmy working for space. Take the mid boost, tackle Ty. Seabass over towards Ty again. Soft ball doink there to send it to the corner. Moses will look to play it out, but doesn't get the strongest of touches. Timmy and Dapper get tangled up on top of each other. They get the solid clear, which will buy them time and space to space back out. And Moses put it all the way into the corner there off the touch from Ty. Timmy shot towards net, it bounces in. What a blazing shot here. Looked like it was gonna go wide, but Timmy gets a bit of luck on his side.
And this again, just taking his time for it. You saw Seabass trying, he was so close to getting it. Illusion rotating back, assuming that may have been more of a 50-50 situation, thinking it was gonna bounce more horizontally across the field. But the moment it went towards net, they were caught off guard, and now 2-goal lead.
And a 2-goal lead there, Timmy doing it again. Bit of luck, bit of precision. However you want to read that play there, Timmy makes it work, and now he could possibly do it again here. He doesn't quite have the spacing to get on that ball like he wants. Moses will put it into the middle. Dapper looks for it, but Timmy now down the field. Illusion towards the backboard. Can he double tap this in? Puts it down like he's done it a million times before, and it's a 1-goal game.
When you are this good at putting it towards the backboard and following, you're essentially giving yourself a guaranteed goal. What on earth is Timmy to do there?
Oh.
Unless he was already on the backboard, which they would have needed to expect from Illusion, which honestly, since 2 were back, that may have been an option for you. Yeah. But if you're on the ground, what are you going to do? You're just going to, you really think you're going to read that?
Listen and watch. Moses will put this one in. Oh no, Ty sends it away. Dapper in to try and finish it off, but Illusion blocks him away. Now Timmy, the final placement back down into the box. This one carried away by Seabass. I'm so impressed still by that shot by Illusion. He looked so comfortable. Looked as if he had been at this level playing for a while. Like it looked like Devo or anybody else making that shot. Now to play this one back down the field, Timmy into the corner. Moses will move up, take a shot into the middle for Dapper. They'll play it back towards Moses, but high, and Moses was already rotating. Timmy on the wall, the 50-50 goes in his favor, but he doesn't have any teammates in support right now. Moses will move in from the midfield. Got into the box is just Illusion right now. Both Dapper and Timmy respecting the flick potential there from Illusion. So let him have ball control right now, and he's really just solo moving this one into the corner. Moses will take it from him and move it over the top of Seabass. He's got it onto the backboard and into the box. Illusion will put it back into the corner, but Moses might still be able to find Dapper or Timmy. They'll look for goalies. As he backs out, allows Dapper to move in. More full-on boost. From Timmy Lofton in the middle, Illusion's up, Moses plays it underneath. Timmy has the opportunity to redirect towards the goals, not wide, or it's wide of the net, not able to go in. And now Illusion on the breakaway, some critical misses in the midfield, and it's a tie game.
And this entire time, it really seemed that Allegiance was honestly struggling to get out of their half. And you were talking about it when I believe it was Seabass was pushing it out all alone. One of them was pushing it out all alone on one side, but it's because he had no choice. He had no one to give it to, so his best option is to keep control. And right there, Renegades, a missed opportunity. They had the angle, they had the shot, but Timmy couldn't get there in time, and they all found themselves too advanced. And it is now tied game between Allegiance and Renegades.
Renegades had the lead in this game, but now they're going to have to score one more time. A demolition onto the goalie. Timmy has the opportunity to set it out to Dapper, puts it into the box, but not going to be able to find him or Moses, who stayed up instead of rotating back. Illusion will look for time in the midfield. Dapper over the top of both of them into the orange. It's just Seabass in the back. He'll loft it into the corner. Seabass thinks about going up. It hasn't gone anywhere yet. Illusion will put it back into the corner, and it's Ty sitting in net for Allegiance. Now Moses. The roller towards the box. Gets cleared back into the blue corner. Ty comes off the wall, but misses contact. Seabass now. Can he dribble this one past Dapper? Side. Ty to carry it. Moses will loft it once more. Illusion sends that one towards the box there. Seabass with a shot that's wide. That is the final minute of game 3. 50-50s on the walls, generally going in Renegade's favor here in this game 3. Dapper to put it onto the wall once more. He'll go up one more time to try and get it past. Ty's there to kill it into the corner, but Timmy now on the ground. Past Seabass, he'll play it to the far side. 30 seconds remaining here in the game. Seabass plays it across the midfield line. Gives a bit of space, but still wins it out on the second touch. And now Illusion into the middle. Timmy up on the wall. 13 seconds left on the clock. Nobody scores. We'll see overtime in game 3. The final countdown starts ticking away. Dapper over the top, could carry this one through. You think he's got the boost possibly, but no, not able to get there all the way. And now lofted in midfield, one final shot opportunity from Timmy is not going to be there. It will touch overtime in game 3.
So whenever a demolition happens, there's a kind of funny thing. In everyone's head, a little timer starts, no matter which side you're on. If you're on defense, the timer starts of, oh God, now we need to defend until this guy's back. What are we going to do? When we're in offense, you essentially have a timer to take advantage of that power play situation and score. So there are, we saw a couple of demolitions onto Allegiance, but Renegades weren't able to pick up the pace quick enough to try and capitalize on it, and it seemed that Allegiance were able to gather themselves.
Ty from Illusion to carry it and shoot by himself. Look at this play. Ty puts it on his hood, flicks it up, and takes the shot.
Illusion's pass down to Ty, phenomenal. Making Dapper come all the way across. Timmy grounded in net, just waiting for Ty. And the moment Ty knew he had him, he got up underneath it, and he dribbled it right over him. That will be Allegiance 2-1 in the series. Will they get the upset over Renegades?
They've had some beautiful plays so far in this series, but I think that play right there from Allegiance might be the prettiest I've seen so far. Ty able to put it in, and now they are 1 win away from taking this series away from Renegades. Both these teams still chasing that first victory in league play. This is a big move to move themselves out of that bottom 6, 7th and 8th spots. They want to stay in those top 6, so they automatically qualify for league play the next season and don't have to play in the promotion league. So this win is a big deal for both of them, and Allegiance 1 game away from their first win.
And Allegiance only beat Renegades by a single shot, but by 2 assists. So they did have a lot more team plays. Although, to be fair, Renegades 1 assist out of 2 goals. And sometimes, if anyone kind of touches it in between, it can count. But we do see what seems to be a lot more team synergy from Allegiance as we do from Renegades, whereas Renegades might be relying a little bit too much on Timmy's ability to do some crazy stuff and Dapper's ability to try and support. So instead of melding to where they need to go, it might feel a little bit like they're just trying to cement their positions a bit too hard. But it's hard to say. But right now, Allegiance, they are playing their game right now, and they are really here to impress.
They are playing well, and I think as far as ground play and air play, we're seeing Allegiance win out a lot of the 50-50s when it comes down to the 1v1 stuff. But I feel like the one weakness I've seen it from them all season, and I feel like it's continued on in this series, is Allegiance's play on the wall. Right now, if there's a 50-50 on the wall, it's mostly going in Renegades' favor, and that might be something that Renegades could have used to get back into this series, as they are now on match point. They're going to have to win 2 straight to move this one forward, or Allegiance is going to get their first victory. Kickoff. One out by Renegades, but oh dear, Dapper just straight into the middle. Seabass will finish that one off in a very, very wide rotation from Renegades. I don't think Dapper knew that there was nobody back.
Yep. I don't know if he meant to double jump either. He lost complete control. Maybe he didn't mean to jump at all. He would have been better off if he stayed on the ground and at least chase that through, or just, touch it down the wall at the very least to be safe. I don't mind that he went for the mid touch, but without there to support it, oh no, not another.
2 people missing net. But Illusion didn't have the shot either, and Seabass with no follow-up. Renegades will be able to dodge that bullet. Timmy gets demoed, or Moses rather gets demoed in his own half. Timmy will play that over the top of one. And that game 3, remember that was a 2-goal lead for Renegades that they lost in overtime. So at this point, no lead really going to be too comfortable for them. This is all after game number 1, where they looked so dominant. Moses will put this one onto the backboard, and Seabass will play it to the corner. But Dapper will look to keep this pressure on. They're keeping the ball in the orange, but it doesn't really feel like pressure because of the lack of meaningful shots from Renegades. And again, the miss in the air. The airplay generally, oh my goodness, Dapper finds it through, some whiffs on the defense, and that'll be a tie game.
So Timmy originally went for that touchdown, and then he landed, nope, didn't land on them, didn't land near them. That's real unfortunate there for Allegiance. I'm sure Dapper's happy. He's getting another goal in the stat column for him. But either way, it doesn't really matter. If you get the goal, you get the goal. It's tied up now with Renegades looking to tie up the series.
And you know that Allegiance would be upset if that was the kind of the determining factor at the end of this game. Ty will look for Illusion and won't make contact, and it'll get cleared away. There's Dapper in the orange. This one in the middle, Moses taking his time. 50-50 goes in Ty's favor. And now Timmy to try and carry this by himself over the top of 2, puts it into the box. Soft touches, can Dapper finish it off? It goes back to the corner. Where is Moses? He's hanging in the back in the midfield area, but unable to move up. Their rotation kind of gets confused. They will not be able to keep that offensive going.
Well, they've also noticed that one of Allegiance's strengths is counterattacks. They're great at passing plays, and they're great at spacing out nearly immediately. So I think that's also why Moses hesitated to come up, not thinking that that was really a worthwhile opportunity for it.
With 3 minutes left to go, it's still tied up at 1 apiece in game 4. Moses gets it past Ty. On the ground. Lucian now past 1. Dapper back towards the wall. Moses now the loft to Ty's there, uncontested, and he'll put it back towards the box, but Timmy will wrap it back to the far side, follow through as well. He's up in enemy territory in the 1, will look for some goalies. Not gonna find an Illusion on that corner, will be able to bully it through. Moses comes in on the loose touch, but misses contact and misses the goalie. That'll give ball control back to Allegiance, they'll move it into the blue. Now Moses to an empty corner, 2 players move in. Ball will stay deep in the orange. Illusion on the wall, Timmy wins it out. Ty will drop towards Seabass. Able to keep that one away from Dapper and from Timmy there, or from Moses. They'll be able to move it down. Now past halftime, still tied up at 1 apiece here in game 4. Renegades needing this win. Seabass will look to loft. He can set it up for Illusion, but Timmy interrupts on the backboard, sending it away. Will stay tied up here in game 4.
You can see now Renegades having a much larger presence on that backboard. I think they got burned a bit too many times by letting these guys go for those backboard double touches. Now seeing how skilled they are. What an angle!
Oh, and he just barely misses a beautiful delayed flick there. Or delayed shot from Ty. Really taking his time to mind game the defender, but it goes wide. With 1:25 left to go, still tied in game 4. Dapper into the corner to trap this one around. Ty to carry it across and above Seabass. Deep in enemy territory again. It's Ty on the wall, but he'll back away. Allow Dapper to pick this one up uncontested and push it into the corner. Seabass waiting for it. He'll put it over the top of Dapper, but now Timmy airborne. Also, Moses, a bit of a double commitment there. This opens them up to the counterattacks that Allegiance have been so good at. And it'll be a miss in the midfield from Illusion. Breaks it up. It looked like he was trying to back pass to a teammate, which could have been a very effective play. But 1 minute remaining. Timmy into the box, misses one touch, but it opens it up for Dapper, puts it through, and Renegades has the lead.
Timmy, he actually would have gotten this had he had the boost, but by the time he landed, 9 boosts to his name, so he couldn't get around it. But again, the threat and the respect that you've gotten by just, especially in that first game, all the shots that Timmy was taking up, it seemed that Allegiance did not want to give the chance just in case he could get there, but the missed shot, again, gave a beautiful pass to his teammate.
Yeah, 2 goals now from Dapper. He's made it work in this game. Scored when it counts. Now with 42 seconds left, Timmy gets the save. Illusion had a shot. And they'll be looking to tie it back up here. They've got plenty of time to work with, and they can play into 0-second time. Ty over the top of 1. They'll follow along, uncontested on the wall. Dapper now to move it around. Illusion the shot towards the net. Seabass in to try and redirect it through, but not going to find it. Now Illusion in the corner. Dapper's there first. Seabass gets it past Timmy into the box. It bounces around off the post, off the crossbar, off the corner, and goes out and into the box. And with 10 seconds left, it looks like Game 5 will be inbound unless we can see a miracle right now from Allegiance. They need to get the counterattack of their life if they want to finish it off here in Game 4. With that touch from Dapper, it will go down. Renegades with the wins in Game 1 and 4 to send us through to Game 5.
Not only was that last shot so unbelievably close, but I can't imagine they feel too great after letting that roller go in on the first goal of the game. This could have been a tie game. Now, at least it doesn't feel like it was a total deal breaker because it would have only been tied.
Yeah.
And then they would have had to then for sure scored another goal, so they can't totally, put all the weight on that single moment. But either way, they still had, the shots are even across the board. These teams overall right now are giving each other a challenge on both sides of the pitch. And a lot of it really is Allegiance's midfield, that like, I guess, quarter field passing play, like, right between mid and then Renegade's goal.
Sure.
Right around here is where they're making all their passes, and that is like the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because it's too far for people that are sitting in net, and it's just not too far to where your shots are too weak. So it's like right where your shots can be strong, and you just put those goalies in the worst spot.
You can tell by how cautious both teams are playing, how desperately both teams want this win here. A lot of balls being lost on the wall that they could follow and just literally turning around and going back to their own half and being like, it's not worth it for me to go out of position. And I respect Allegiance's decisions, especially to not challenge things on the wall with how much they've been losing to Renegades on the wall. Just let them go up, let them play it into our half, play it straight back to us, and then let us move it up in the midfield to do those passing plays that have been working so well for us. And honestly, I feel like both teams would feel not very good about that particular game and how it was going to end, because both the first goals were kind of mistakes on the defense. We saw Dapper just play it straight into the middle, and Seabass like, free shot, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Sending that one through. So here, Allegiance is going to have to do it one more time in Game 5. Renegades, after dropping Games 2 and 3, can they finish it off here? Can they seal what they started in Game 1? I'd love to see another breakout performance from Timmy. Dapper going for the dribble plays. What a fake there to play it past Seabass with Ty pressuring him from the back. Beautiful play from Dapper.
Oh, just watching Dapper. He knew Ty was coming on his backside, so he didn't even go for the jump. He just didn't touch it. Ty looked like he got a bit too impatient. I don't know if he's going for the ball or Dapper, but either way, he flung himself off. He probably would have been better staying on the ground, just muscling Dapper around. So even if he didn't get it, a little bit of a panic there, but Dapper, those are the 1v1 skills. That's the dribble world record dribbling challenge man guy right there.
That's what you asked for early, and he finally delivers here in Game 5 to get a lead, an early lead for Renegades. Timmy's shot is soft, and Seabass will play it away. And Moses with the challenge up towards Timmy. Misses contact. That'll give ball control back to Illusion. We'll send it all the way down the field. Actually, an accurate shot there, but Dapper able to send it away.
Going to do it again.
Now look for Moses in the midfield. He'll actually leave it for Timmy. The pinch shot towards the net, blocked away by Seabass. Move it down the field, set it out to himself. And Lucian has an option play as well. Now Timmy back down. Moses and Dapper been tangled up, but it blocks the inbound shot from Ty. Now Timmy and Moses. Moving it in to the back half. One just loft in the middle. Moses there first. Will be able to put it into the corner again. Ball spending a lot of time in this orange corner. Dapper gets it over the top of one. Timmy gets bumped, but can he finish it off? No. Ty beats him there and sends it away. Now Illusion on the wall. No challenger, so he'll continue through. Put it down into the blue box. Dapper cleared away, and Timmy will look to follow this one up. He's got Ty moving backwards here. A bit confused. Can Timmy do this all by himself? Drops it towards the corner, but Seabass with the read sends it away. A savior medal for Seabass here in the first half of Game 5.
That air dribble from Timmy looked real fancy schmancy, but it didn't really get a whole lot done. A little bit of boost donation. But him and Dapper up together. But all three clustered in net on defense.
Ty gets it past Moses, but Dapper able to rotate back. Now Illusion, the shot towards the net. He'll just put it in. It rolls up, nearly missed, but he'll get it through. We got a tie game.
I can't tell who clustered harder here, but Moses, I don't know if there's a way to lose a 50-50 any more than that. That was not only did he lose it, he went flying back, and then the guy had full control, stopped right in front of him. He's like, all right, I'm just going to keep going here.
Appreciate it.
No worries. Appreciate that. You're like a leaf on the wind, you know?
Yeah, and this particular situation, we see Dapper trying to bail his team out of a really sticky situation. Ty there with support, able to move it down. So the touch from Dapper, significantly less of a mistake than it was in Game 4, but Illusion able to capitalize again on an open net and a tie game. Very similar story than what we had in Game 4. And now Illusion in the box, blocked away by Dapper. Moses will pick it up in the corner, try to play it over the top of Seabass. He gets enough on it to put it back into the blue. Now Timmy up to midfield. Illusion waiting over the top of Moses. Dapper to move it up. And it'll be tied down the field. Timmy in the corner. 50-50 on the wall. One out by Tyler this time. And this pinch into the box. Seabass looking for it. Dapper plays it away. Across halftime, we're still tied up at 1 apiece in the decisive Game 5. Both teams having 1-2. Got to win one more. And everybody a bit scared to challenge that one on the wall. Seabass gets a pass too. Into the box. Timmy, it's great. Just soft touch off his nose to send it to the corner strongly. Not losing any pace on that ball. They'll get it past the frontline defense. Allegiance, this ball will end up in the orange box in time with a clear to the corner. Back and forth right now. Both these teams so strongly pursuing that first win. Dapper save is nearly not enough, but it does go away. The pressure's still on here from Allegiance. Timmy turns around to try and put it past. The 50-50 goes in his favor, and he'll drop down. He'll look for a back pass here off of the pinch from Illusion, but Dapper and Moses both tangled up, or both go up for that. A double commitment on the backboard. They'll need to clear this one away. There's been a lot of Allegiance pressure on subpar clears from Renegades here in the past minute or so. This pressure is really building here. Oh, the clear still, again, just barely enough to get it away. And Illusion again taking another shot. They put so much pressure on right now.
I can't. I can't.
Demi will win at 50-50, but Moses needs to follow this up. Demolition up in the corner too opens up some space. They'll finally get the ball into the orange.
What a drop.
1 minute remaining. Dapper through one. Try to put it back into the corner. Moses up on the wall, onto the backboard. Seabass is a bit spaced out, but nobody gonna make meaningful contact. Timmy takes a shot, it's high. Dapper in for one more, sends it towards the box. Timmy to put pressure on Seabass, but he still makes the save. 40 seconds remaining, and Ty now to put it out into the middle. Doesn't have any real follow-up, and Moses will take a shot downfield. Illusion to put it back into the corner. Ty's still there. The ball, it feels like we just did this. And 30 seconds left. Can Dapper find his goal? Puts it through. Finally forces the defensive mistake from Elysian. And we see Renegades with the lead.
After coming in with no goals to his name, Dapper is the one to seal the deal. Get the final goal in the series to give Renegades their first win.
I don't know, 28 seconds left.
That wasn't even overtime. My brain told me it was overtime because it was that close.
It's been so close, and it's been so much like Game 4. Can they hold on here? Or will we see the last minute heroics from Allegiance? Ty to put it over to the side. Dapper into the middle. Seabass and Illusion, the fake plays to try and move it around Timmy, but he still wins the 50-50. Just patience paying off. Ty pass to put it past Dapper to over to the side. Seabass has the opportunity to pass to Illusion. The shot, it goes off the post. No! Heartbreak. Heartbreak for Allegiance. They did everything right, but the accuracy wasn't there at the end, and Renegades will get the victory.
Timmy, a stress leave. He just left immediately. Oh, Allegiance put up the fightiest of fights I've ever seen in my life. Game 5, single goal. Dapper getting the final goal for his team, giving him the confidence moving forward. 5 saves and 5 shots for him as well, all over the pitch. But Allegiance, those short passes right in front of that, you can see the threat they put on with even seconds left that could have been in had they not felt that much under pressure. So unbelievably close.
They did so much. They played it so beautifully there at the end, even allowing Renegades to move on to defense and make some defensive touches and positioning themselves properly to counter those touches, but just didn't have the accuracy there at the end to put it through. Heartbroken for them here, as we should have had overtime. They were robbed, and Renegades will get the victory here. What a series.
Not often do I like showing being upset for a team or not, but that is just heart-crushing no matter who you are.
Them, you know?
I mean, even Renegades has to know, like, I mean, the fear of that going in alone, it shows just the respect, and that has to be soul-crushing, but that is it. The tiniest accuracy, the tiniest bit of missed shots.
I bet someone tweeted close one after that series. You know,
50 people probably.
That was it. What a way to start week 3 here from North America. What a great series, and we've got some more great ones in store for you. But for now, let's head back to the desk.
Nice series to start off the day here. Renegades barely edging over Allegiance there. We were going back and forth the whole way through. Timmy going off in game 1, but from that point on, very back and forth. Allegiance almost pulling it through. Was it pressure? I don't even know where to start there. But let's look at the Mobile One High Performance replay, guys, as we take another look at the highlights from that one.
And I'm a little upset with Carpet saying Timmy doesn't have a nickname. His nickname is Timmy Two Times. Come on. right here we see Timmy 5 goals in game 1, really showing that he's the main offensive threat from Renegades. Dapper finally getting involved games 4 and 5 with 4 goals in those 2 games alone, but he was still pretty slow to the ball and some poor touches along the way.
Yeah, to me, I still feel like Allegiance was the better team overall. But the veteran experience of Renegades helped them come through in this really close game. I thought Allegiance was really impressive, especially Lucian. Some of the shots he was making were incredible. We like Wave said, you would see Devo doing those types of things, but really Dapper, you gotta give him credit.
Finally,
being criticized all week long and coming out having a big series.
Yeah, this dribble was a good play. I was kind of questioning, like I didn't talk about it on the desk, but to waste so many hours on that dribble challenge map when this is the most important week for the Renegades, playing these teams that are so close to them, like in the standings. It does pay off for him here, but I would have liked to see Dapper maybe playing some more threes instead of a dribble challenge map.
I mean, he's West Coast though, you know? When you're West Coast,
that's
it's
true.
Tough.
No one's on.
Yeah, tough to play. So instead of going to
sense.
bed, maybe he's just dribble challenging. So maybe that's what the case is.
There were some questionable touches from Dapper throughout that series. So you gotta be
there
careful
was
of that.
multiple times where he tried to clear it and it just was a pass right to the other team. But still, Allegiance looked good. They did look good.
And they were so close. But Illusion, what a great series. But the only thing that's going to be remembered is the last shot off the post. And sure, like it was close, but it's a loss in the loss column, and that's it. And Renegades gets the win.
And again, every match is so important, especially in the standings. Round robin, RLCS, everyone plays each other. It's a very important win for Renegades. Can they keep it going as the season goes along? Allegiance, they're also in a situation where they pretty much have to win out from here to make sure they stick around in RLCS. So everything's on the line in a certain sense here at the RLCS. With every single match, they're so important. We have 5 matches more for you today, though. And the next one coming up here, we have Cloud9 entering the arena. We have 2 undefeated teams right now. It's Cloud9 going up against Ghost as we take a small break here from the RLCS League play for the North American region on twitch.tv/Rocket League. Stay tuned.